All right, I'm back. It's volume number 16. We have more palettes to talk about that I have tried. And I was really hoping that there was going to be one more palette in the mix, but I haven't gotten it yet. So I guess it'll be next year before we talk about that one. And that was the Clarity Cosmetics Croc palette. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So once again, it is time for a palette ranking. That's how I tell you how I feel about the palette. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So once again, it is time for another palette ranking. That's how I tell you how I feel about the last eyeshadow palettes that I have presented to you on my channel. So all of these palettes, I have one palette, 3 looks. There you go. But before I get carried away, let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. And eyeshadow really is my jam. It is one of my most favorite things to talk about on my channel. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. Now, before we get into the palette ranking, I do have like a little special guest here, and it's Ana Luisa Jury, okay? This is my second time working with Ana Luisa, and I was able to pick out 4 beautiful products. So I have these earrings on right here, and they make high quality, sustainable jewelry. And like I said, this is my second time working with them, and I love their pieces. So their pieces are somewhat a little bit different than sometimes what I go for, but the earrings are really, really pretty. I have some bracelets that I love so much that I've showed you guys before, and I picked out a couple of new things this go around. And you know, jewelry is like a great gift to give. It's the holiday season, so I hope this like gives you some type of inspiration, okay? And you can definitely check down in the description box for all the details on the set. So look at these earrings, they're really cute. So normally if you were at my channel, you know, circa a while ago, prior to me getting my earlobe fixed, you would see me in some big earrings, trying to make it work. But lately, smaller earrings have been my jam. I do like my bigger earrings, but I also have to be careful because my locks. Like, I was just looking at this lock. I said, well, what happened here? I really feel like maybe an earring tore it up, maybe a little zipper on my jacket. It has gotten caught on something. I'm like, it's all thick and luscious up here, kind of locked down here, and then what happened here? So like the smaller earrings have been my jam, and these are just so pretty, and they're coated well. So if you're like afraid of being allergic, you shouldn't have any issue with these pieces. All right, let me show you some of the beautiful pieces I got. So I got this dainty little bracelet, and I love little bracelets like this or bigger, chunkier ones, and I can mix and match with like my watch links bracelet that I got from Ana Luisa back last summer. But I thought that this would be really fun to add to my collection. This is the olive bracelet, and this is the back. I'm just holding the tag because, you know, I'll forget what to tell you what it is. And then I also picked up this bracelet right here. So it has the emerald stones or emerald like stones in here. Let me bring it back so you can see it. Oh, there you go. Right here. And this is called Colette Machelette, okay? So, because you know, names are not always my strong suit when it comes to remembering names of things, unless it's medications. I got that down pat, you know. Pharmacist extraordinaire. Know those names. Well, there's some I can't pronounce. There's a few, okay? And then when you purchase from them, they give you these nice, beautiful pouches. That's what I love about it, okay? Because it just keeps your jewelry so nice. It also sends like an eco-friendly box, which you have right here, and they included a little note in it. And then I also have this little silver herringbone chain, which I'm really excited about as well. And this is a necklace, and this is the stainless silver, okay, the Ina. So really cute, okay? And these are great to layer. So I have some other pieces, not necessarily from Ana Luisa, but I definitely plan on mixing and matching. I like to have a good time with my jewelry. And this is a 16-inch chain, if you're wondering. And it has a nice clasp. So if you're looking for some great little pieces, fun statement pieces that are quality, not too expensive, you should definitely check out Ana Luisa because they give great gifts, okay? And something people can have for a long time, you know, quality over quantity for sure. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about this palette ranking. I have, let's see, we got 2, 4, 6. Oh, I got 8 palettes to talk about. So we got a nice little healthy mix in here. So the palette ranking system, basically, you know, Kelsey Brianna J, you know, she got a new channel now, House of KBJ. So make sure you go and follow her over at that space. She's starting over, girl. Kudos to you. So she was one of the first people that started kind of doing ranking videos on YouTube. And so the ranking videos, they just really helped me organize my thoughts when it comes to these palettes. And, you know, I try so many palettes out, but not as much as some other folks, but it's just like, it's good to figure out like how I like this palette in relation to this particular palette, especially in a particular time frame. Because, you know, if you're into makeup and you're buying these palettes just like I am, it's like, oh, I love this one, but this one, but I kept coming back to this one. And you have your different reasons for why, so it just kind of makes it fun, makes it organized. Now, all the palettes that I have, I do actually really like. It's 1 or 2 that they're not bad, but I don't like them as much as the other ones. So let's jump in with the last palette, okay? And I do actually have part of the last palette on right now. So this is coming in, I said I had 8, so this is coming in at number 8. So this is the Notoriously Morbid Rusted Essence, okay? So this is my very first time trying this particular brand. I am going to try other things. I don't know if this was the best thing or the best palette to try. I picked this up on a pre-order. And I feel like my complaint really with this palette is the mattes. So if the mattes were better, not as powdery, not as just like lightly pigmented, it would definitely be pushed up further. The color story is gorgeous. They're a very small indie brand. They're out of Appalachia and West Virginia. And they have gorgeous color stories. My friend Kara, Biddy and Frizz, if you're interested in checking out their palettes and knowing about, she's on their PR team. Now, she did mention to me that if you use this product by Inglot called Duraline, it will really help with the finish of these shadows. So I love this shadow right here, and I actually have it in the inner corner right here. Stunningly gorgeous. I just used some Mayron mixing medium in order to put that shade in the inner corner, and I didn't do glue because I was like, it's in the inner corner, it should be okay. It's 9:41 p.m. I won't be wearing this forever, okay? So color story is gorgeous, beautifully done for fall. Like, of course, we can always find so many different type of fall palettes in our collection. I usually tend to gravitate to things like this, but it was just the mattes. They're a little dusty, especially this one. I just couldn't get it to build up. And you know, like, I need that outer corner to kind of just bold and kind of pop and give my look some structure. Also because the way my eyes are shaped, like I needed to create an illusion because my eyes are kind of hooded, and yeah, they're hooded, but I got a lot of space and it's like a disappearing hood sometimes, but I needed to like get that appearance that I have like a strong brow bone when I always don't. And I'm trying to like lose a little weight, so now the brow bone is getting a little bit more stronger. Praise God. You know what I mean? You know, trying to. Okay, my neck is just fat, y'all, okay? This part of my face is fat, and it's fine. Because somebody was like, it's something wrong with your neck. You need to get your thyroid checked. You have a goiter. I was like, I don't have a goiter. My thyroid is fine. I've just gained some weight, and it goes here. But it wasn't because she said, check your thyroid. It was just the way she said it. You know? She was like, I was concerned. She said she might have used the word concerned, but it was very snarky. But I digress. So, yes, the palette's gorgeous. The couple of shimmers that I did try, they're gorgeous. This one. I haven't tried the Inglot Duraline, but it's beautiful. I will try out more things from the brand. I don't know if this was my best thing. I have to kind of see if people say, you know, the mattes and the other palettes are better. But for me, the mattes definitely killed it in this. And, you know, it's like it's a 9-band palette, so you kind of need the mattes to play. But, you know, I don't really mind pulling out different shades. And the shade that I did basically buy the palette for does work well, which is the shade right here in the inner corner. Okay. So next up is number 7. And this is Lisa Eldridge, okay? So this is the Sorcery palette. This is her first time coming out with eyeshadows. So the palette retailed for $68. I really feel like it should have probably been in the 50 mark. But I had a subscriber mention to me that, you know, it's $68. You get to keep the component and you can do refill shadows for $12. So yes, it does make it a lot better when you think about it that way, but I still think I would have preferred the price point to be $58. $68 is rather expensive. But I get it. She's a luxury brand. I'm not mad at her. The quality was good. This is more of an all shimmer palette, so I can't attest to any of the other palettes. I heard that some of the other palettes, like they're beautiful, but it's just like, because of the mattes formula. But these are gorgeous. They're gorgeous, gorgeous shades, perform well. This is like a cream matte, so it makes it really nice where you can just build it up in the inner corner. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with this palette. The palette is just a little bit more expensive than I would probably prefer. I feel like I can create multiple looks duped in my collection instead of using this palette. But overall, I feel like it's a super solid palette, you know what I mean? And everything performed really well. I was able to kind of put this in a crease, you know, this metallic shade in the crease, and it blended out well and it actually looked like a matte. So I am excited to kind of keep playing with this. I'm not sure if I had to pick up any of the other ones. I think I'm good on that, but from what I have here and these other palettes, that's why this is number 7. This is not a bad palette at all if you're thinking about trying it. I do like how it's compact. I felt like in the beginning, I felt that like maybe all the pictures just kind of made it look a lot bigger, but I do feel like it's darn cute. If you were traveling, I would definitely throw this in my bag to travel. I would not have a problem with it. Like the quality is good enough where I feel like I can take it out of town and I can make it work. And like every time I go out of town, usually I throw in my Viseart Dark Matte palette because that's just kind of a roll. I'm like, I need shimmers and I need some mattes. And I want extra mattes just in case I'm not feeling some other mattes in another palette that I happen to bring, okay? So, coming in at number 6, this palette is gorgeous, but I don't know, it's gorgeous. I don't know if it's my favorite by this brand, but I really like this brand. I really like this brand. This is the Minka palette by Adept Cosmetics. Look how stunningly gorgeous this is. Really pretty, really sleek. And I feel like this is the ultimate holiday palette, baby. I also feel like this is just like the, I don't know, like the more upgraded version of the Jouer palette. What was it? The Skinny Dip palette, yes, and I talked about that when I did my video, okay? So these shades are so beautiful, really sparkly. I feel like where it landed a little bit lower for me is these mattes. I don't know. I know they reformulated the mattes, and I never really had an issue with the mattes. And during the video, it was okay, but then when I tried it, using it again, I was just like, I don't know. This purple really wasn't building up for me. And then I feel like for me on my complexion, this particular shade was getting lost. These two shades, oh my gosh. What? So stunningly beautiful. This pewter shade. Okay, I have like some galas to go to. They're back on, you know, because they've been shut down because of COVID. So I have one next week. So I'm definitely going to probably be using this palette. And because I'm wearing, I think I'm wearing, well, we'll see. I don't know. We got to try some stuff on. But these shades, the blue is really pretty. But I think here is some, I don't know what happened. And I used it one morning to go to work, and I literally, it wasn't building up for me that day. I don't know why. I feel like I had better luck with it when I actually did the demos, but I had to end up pulling in my Blends Bunny palette and getting a purple palette there so I could just make it, stamp it in and just set it and forget it. Now, I also feel like this palette is super versatile because even if like you're just all about the neutrals, I mean, like here you go, you got a banging neutral, throw it on, put your browns on. You know, you got plenty of browns in that collection that you could dig. Usually sometimes if I need a brown real quick and a brown whatever palette I'm using not working, I just like go here because it's here. Like literally here underneath my, and I throw like this Natasha Denona, this is the Indie Glam face palette. from last year. Just stole this and it works, you know what I mean? So I really fell into the hype of this last year. I mean, I used it, I like it, but okay, I'm digressing. Let me stay focused. Stay focused. Okay. Ooh, number 6. I like this palette and it came in a set, but the other one I like more. This little collection made me happy, okay? So this is the Scooby-Doo times Glamlite. This is the Crease and Crawls. And y'all, this was good, okay? First of all, it was so freaking affordable. Each palette was like $20. The whole collection was $20 or less, okay? Talk about affordable. And then they had a code for like 15% off. It did go on sale and I was trying to figure out why did it go on sale, but then I realized they had another collection coming out. What's coming out now? Is it Strawberry Shortcake? I mean, Glamlite kind of like kicks out some collections very quickly, but I enjoy this. And this color story is so pretty. I mean, honestly, so I really like this one. I think I rated it a little bit lower because I like the sister palette a little bit better. And this one gets very dark and deep. So I like it, but I feel like you have to kind of approach this palette with a grain of salt only because it gets so deep. But I love mixing and matching with the other palette. And I feel like it's just so fun. And the formula, like these mattes are just to die for. If you just love purples and turquoises, you know, if it's still hanging, I would grab it. I feel like it was even on sale even a little bit more. So crazy. And they said this is like one of their best formulas to date that they made. And I agree. Because my first time trying Glamlite, it was with the Martini collection. I tried the Dirty Martini and I tried the Chocolate Martini. And although they were nice, I felt like the shimmers were very hard to pick up because they did like this, you know, that whole dip thing. And it's just like the brush or the finger is just like, it's giving a lot. But these, you can use it with a brush, you can use it with a finger, very smooth. Like, you could tell I used it, but it's not like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So I feel like if you're going to wear this out in the daytime, you probably just kind of need to break this color story up. Maybe go in here, stay with this light pocket, or go in there. And then this one is not too bad. And maybe just bring in a few other shades. Or if you have the other palette, you can kind of mix those in to create a look. Okay, so coming in at number 4 is a palette that I really like. I have been waiting for, and the mattes just like blew me away. I was like, oh, these mattes are good. And the owner of the brand was like, I'm glad you like them. And I was like, girl, you need to keep these mattes because these are good. And this is the Glaminatrix Glamorous palette. So, ooh, it's a gorgeous color story. And it's so fun and it's very creative and it kind of like can scare you all at the same time because it's like, oh, like I see what to do, but it's a lot to do. It's kind of bold. There's no true obvious transition shade. I mean, I don't always need a transition shade, but sometimes I just like the fade. I don't want to really start color up here. You know, I kind of like to do a little whole gradient situation, but you can make it work, okay? Beautiful, beautiful shimmers and dreamy. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. And then this particular shade is gorgeous as well. It's a really, really pretty, like, rose gold that's not too gold, not too silver, not too pink, just right there in the middle. But the matte formula, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. One thing I definitely want to say and just point out that these red shades, they definitely cause some staining, okay? So my eyes were not irritated, but I did the look and then, y'all, it was a lot going on. I did the look and I was like, oh my gosh, my godson is being baptized tomorrow. The outfit I want to wear, I thought I had some pantyhose to wear them and like nude, like my color. And I was like, no. And I was like, the ones I love used to be sold at Target, but they don't sell them at Target in the store anymore. They sell them online because not a lot of people really wear pantyhose anymore. And I'm like, okay. And they're made by Hanes, like the silk reflections, like, honey, for the melanated chicks, they got like all the good colors of your flesh tone, okay? Because you know, nude is the color of you, okay? And so I'm not trying to look ashy in the stockings, but they got all the colors that just be popping, and it's just the right hue. So it was getting kind of cold. So I ran to Nordstrom's. Long story short, I ran to Nordstrom's, and I was just like, I snatched the lashes off, and I threw on something, and I ran to Nordstrom's, and I got what I needed. The girl helped me. I ended up not using it. That's a whole nother story. But then I wandered down to the MAC department, and then the first floor, because you know the first floor has like the shoes and the cosmetics and the belts and the accessories, and I live in Chicago, so the one on Michigan Avenue also has a Louis Vuitton store. So I went to the Louis Vuitton store also inside of the Nordstrom's, because they have like these little boutiques now. So I didn't buy anything from Louis Vuitton. I walked away. There's a purse that I do have my eye on, and I was just like, but I could get it. And I was like, girl, goodbye. You going to Iceland at the end of January. You got to buy your ticket. It's about to be Christmas. Walk away. Don't swipe your card. Don't swipe the debit card. Goodbye. Okay? Because I was like, oh, I got it. Walk away. I walked away. But the lady at MAC, the MAC makeup artist, was like, oh, your makeup is so pretty. I was like, thank you. And then the lady at Louis Vuitton, she was like, oh, that is so pretty. She was like, is that MAC? I said, no. She was like, is it Juvia's place? I said, no, this is brand. She was like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait for you to tell me, because you're trying to tell me and I won't let you tell me. I was like, it's this indie brand from Australia, and then Glaminatrix Cosmetics. And she was like, it is pigmented. I said, yes, it is pigmented, okay? So I had so much fun with this palette, and I got so many good looks, because I wore the last look out where I had the dreamy all over my eyes with the plums, and yes. So I had some staining, but did not have a problem with it. There was some like it was still kind of red when I woke up the next morning to go to work. So I definitely had to put on some eye makeup to camouflage, because otherwise I'd just been looking like, pow, somebody just, like I had a rough night, somebody just punching me in my eye, and that, you know, those were not the vibes. So yes. And then I did not know if the brand was vegan and cruelty free. The brand is vegan and cruelty free. Yes, let me check the vegan status. I'm 99% sure that is what she wrote me on because she actually watched the video. Let's see. Okay, yes. Vegan and cruelty free, because I could never find that information on the website. So Glaminatrix Cosmetics, vegan and cruelty free. So love that palette. Coming in at number 3 is the other palette that I have on my eyes, in the other half of the Scooby-Doo collection with Glaminatrix. So this is the Raw Raggy palette, okay? And do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see these shimmers shining? Do you see these mattes matting and stuff? They blend so well. So this is what I'm talking about. This palette is a little bit more approachable, especially for the daytime. And like, look at the shade. That was the shade right here. I love it. And I put this matte in the outer corner. And I used this as a transition. And I told you that I did go with the Notoriously Morbid. So my theory about using that particular shade, because I didn't want to go with this shade on the eye. I started to go into another palette, the Merry Christmas palette, and use that duochrome, but it's like a pinky green. But I was like, it's next to the green, so it's going to look like one shade, because the shift is different, but this one gives the gold. So that's how we landed on that. So I just feel like everything just blends so well, so effortlessly, and you get a lot of different options. And between the two, the color combos, the way you could just mix and match is just amazing. So I really enjoy this palette. Like, I've worn this to work. I mean, and I just don't feel like it's too much. It works, you know what I mean? So I just love these palettes. And I've had so much fun playing with them. And the first one, so this is coming in at number 2, is Christmas Eve by Oden's Eye. It is just like a shame that these palettes are sold out. It's a shame if you didn't get a chance to grab them. Oh my gosh. Do you see this? So, you know, these palettes, they come with like a little sleeve. So this is the one to Merry Christmas. But, you know, they come with a sleeve. matching, you know, palette. I mean, honestly, do you see it? Do you see this? So freaking good, okay? And then look at the mirror. I mean, Oden's eye packaging is just always like a 10 out of 10 for me. I feel like they take so much time. And then I know like the packaging's busy, but for certain brands, I just love it, you know? And this is a palette like you can use this all winter. You know what I mean? It's not just giving Christmas Eve. You can use this all winter. And look at this beautiful duochrome down here. Oh my gosh. Like it is gorgeous. I also did when my godson got baptized, I did a look with this particular shade on the lid. And I was like, oh, I was wearing black and I didn't want my look to be so blue. So I was like, what? But I really wanted to use that shade. So I pulled out my Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I went in with, I want to say this shade. And yeah, definitely this shade. Because I feel like I use this shade basically anytime I pull out the palette. And that will be the shade called Lash Line, because you know the shade names in here are a mess. So I used the little combination of this, and then I think for an inner corner I might have stuck. No, in the inner corner I just spread that shade, which is gorgeous, from the Christmas Eve palette, just all over my lid, and it was so pretty. So definitely some more inspo with this if you don't want to pair with these blues, but you're just like, I gotta wear it. This is gorgeous. And then the blues and the mustardy color, and because you know you got more turquoise, you got more navy blue, you got kind of like stone shade. Only shade I didn't really care for was this one. It was just a little too flaky for me. It was definitely giving snowflake. It's living up to its name, okay? But all the other shimmers are gorgeous, and the mattes, they perform well, and they were very pigmented, and I just didn't have any problem with it. And even some of the golds in here I'm excited to wear. So like if I'm excited to wear like a gold shadow, like it's got to be a bomb gold shadow. So enjoy this. Then number one, you already know, Merry Christmas. And when I saw this palette, I was like, I knew I had to have it. And then I saw the Christmas Eve and I was like, okay, you got to get both. But look at this. So this is the shade I told you I thought about putting right here in the inner corner. I was like, might not be the best choice. But look at this color story. And you could wear this color story in the spring, in the summer. You could wear it year round, but it's so beautiful. And these reds and this brick maroon red, I have worn that shade with this little combination up in here going to work. This shade right here, this shade is beautiful also. I feel like Santa Star is a little bit more, has a little bit more texture. It's not as smooth as like these shimmers, but the shimmers are really nice. I also appreciate between this collection that the shimmers are not as hard to pick up, really easy to work with. And I feel like a subscriber probably got the wrong impression because I was talking about snowflake and how I had it just like all down my face, and they felt that the shimmers hadn't improved from Oden's Eye. But actually they have improved. So I just want to set that record straight. And they are really nice. I haven't been having an issue with it working out well. Before, like, even with like the legendary Diversa palette, when I think about Tina's palette, there are a few shades that are like, it's a little hard to pick up, but they're beautiful once you get it on the eye. And then same a little bit with Annette. I don't have Judy's palette, and I don't really feel like I have that experience with Angelica Niqua's palette. And I like Angelica's palette, but I only really like one or a couple rolls. That's what really calls me to that palette. But stunning, 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 stunning. So that is the 8 palettes I have tried recently that you have seen videos on. I love all of these. I think they're just so amazingly gorgeous, and I'm really happy to have them in my collection. I've been having so much fun with them, so I just can't wait to keep using them. You know, that's what you like about makeup. You want to just kind of keep going ahead, digging in with the collection. But then at the other time, I'm like, oh, my other makeup is neglected. You know what I mean? We just got a lot. It's just a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this palette ranking volume number 16. Wow. That's a lot of palettes. It's a lot of palettes, okay? Since I started this little series on my channel, but I really like to just come back, give you my full thoughts about the palette once I've been using it, wearing them for a real amount of time, putting them to work, and you know, just like, you want to get it on my eyes quick, especially when I'm going somewhere. So, you know, look out for some of these palettes in a palette rotation. I don't know, I kind of want to put these, this might land in the palette rotation only for like pure inspiration, because I don't want to do you dirty, because I know that a lot of people were not able to stack them because they sold out so quick. But they did do a second order, pre-order, but that one sold out also. So yeah, let me know. All right, so those are the 8 palettes I have tried this season, and I have been enjoying these, and I just love coming back and doing my roundup and my final thoughts about these palettes. And these are sometimes not always just final thoughts, but it's definitely a more detailed thought, because I've been using these palettes, I've been wearing these palettes for an extended period of time, trying to put them on real quick to get out the door, to go about my business, usually go to work. And you know, it's just nice to know that they perform the same way, or you still feel the same way about them from just doing the initial impression, and just going back and give you a real thorough explanation of how I really feel about these palettes. Now, I have just really been enjoying these palettes. So you might see some of these like in a palette rotation, because they're just, I feel like basically nothing really was a dud in this little stack of palettes. You know, I feel like this one is not so much of a dud. It's not a dud, but it's not like wonderful. There you go. So, but everything in here I truly do like, and I really do like the shimmers in this palette, so that did make up for it, you know what I mean? But that is all I have for that. Make sure you go ahead and check out Ana Luisa Jewelry, and I have the description for all the stuff down in my description box, and check out their holiday sale. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment, give this video a big old thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And it was great like sitting here and filming with you guys and talking. I missed it. And it was just, it brought me joy today. And I just want to say I appreciate it, being here with you guys. You know, work has just been really stressful. People have been really mean, and it just felt like a punching bag all week, to be honest. So I was like, oh, I woke up in a good mood, but okay, it's 8:05. Here we go. All right. So please subscribe to my channel, and we are almost to 5K. Let's do it. Let's get there. And you already know how we got to hit the videos around here. We got to hit it with the cheddars. Hey, 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 cheddars. Cheddars. Hey, 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 cheddars. Cheddars. Hey, cheddars. All right, y'all. Bye.